Maybe he cut off all his hair for summertime.
Why would he do that?
What's that?
We don't have to be that crazy.
Maybe he does. Maybe his head gets really, really hot.
My head doesn't.
Well, we staying in the AC.
Yeah, I miss my puffy hair.
I don't know why it's still on your head.
Well, not my. No, like my ginormous hair that was bigger than this.
Oh. Do you miss combing it?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
No.
You know you don't miss combing that hair.
Yeah. But I want it back.
Why?
I just love school and like.
Well, you're not gonna comb it.
What?
You're not gonna comb it.
All me?
If you comb it, you can grow it out.
Okay, then I'm home.
What's Bruce Lee's favorite drink?
Bruce Lee? Who is Bruce Lee?
You know, he does karate, kick people in the head. What's his favorite drink?
I don't know.
What's up?
What's up? Water?
Yeah. You don't know who Bruce Lee is? I showed you mad Bruce Lee movies.
Oh. Isn't he in Karate Kid?
No, that's Jackie Chan. But close enough. Alright, let's see. We should make it to Indiana today.
Okay.
Need tissue?
What?
You're sniffling. Need tissue?
Yeah.
There you go, my guy. Be done around 8 in the morning. Yeah, you should be asleep by then. You'll probably fall asleep in that chair in a minute.
I'm not tired.
Okay. You know how it gets when the truck is just riding? They get real quiet. I'm about to listen to something on the radio.
You're on live?
Yeah, we're on live right now, buddy. So don't say nothing crazy.
Well, why are people putting heart emojis or mad emojis? I don't know.
I don't know.
I was chilling out with my dad.
That's it. We're just chilling and riding. We're gonna go earn us some monies so we can do some fun stuff this summer.
Yeah, like going swimming or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we will.
We'll see something cool somewhere and go there.
I don't want to go to the jump park again because that's way too. That's just old. The jump park where we used
Bruh.
to go to is old, but
The
we
jump
still
park
go.
will never get old.
No, it will never get up.
I love the jump park. You're telling me I like the jump park more than you? Is that what you're saying?
No, I like the jump park more than you.
Coffee and cookies.
Coffee and cookies.
Black coffee is choking Chips Ahoy.
Black coffee and chunky chips ahoy. That is, I don't know. Chunky chips ahoy sounds weird.
That's what Jerry had. Those are the cookies called. Chunky Chips Ahoy.
These cookies.
Yep, the Chips Ahoy cookies.
Oh.
Surprise.
That do the thing.
What thing?
Surprise.
Surprise, mother.
You sound just like him.
That's mad funny.
I haven't got old since.
I know, that'll never get old, right?
Never, ever.
Never ever.
Never, ever, ever. That meme will never get old. Dad, where did that, what movie, where'd that come from?
I don't remember what movie.
Oh, it's from like a jail movie where somebody when somebody tried to get somebody else and he said surprise to the cop and then he beated him up.
I think so. I think you're right.
Because it's in a jail movie, I definitely know that.
How do you know that?
Because there's a bunch of memes about it.
I'm surprised you ain't watching Teen Titans right now.
I'll be watching Teen Titans even though I'm on live talking to my dad. I'd rather talk to my dad than watch Teen Titans.
Nice.
That's just way too long. Dad,
What's up, bub?
one time I heard a story. If you're a truck driver, you might learn a couple languages.
I need to work on my Spanish. I know that. Your mom be yelling at me now. I don't know what she's saying sometimes.
Does he speak Spanish?
Yep.
I know how to speak English more than Spanish.
I don't know why your mom always yelling at you in Spanish. You should at least know that.
I want to know what she's yelling about me about.
Probably the same thing she yells at me about. Just being there.
What am I doing?
I don't know what are you doing. Slow to roll for the big curves.
Oh, for the big curves. Okay, big curves. Dad, I remember when I was talking to you on that.
Yeah, you was talking to me on the live chat when you was with your mom.
Yeah, when I was with my mom.
Where was I at? I think I might have been in Wyoming.
No, you said you were in Idaho.
Was that Idaho last month? I think it might have been.
It might have been Idaho.
I was on my way to Idaho last month. And this time you coming with me, boy.
Yeah, to Idaho. Wait, then where are we right now?
We're in Pennsylvania. I just picked you up.
Oh.
Don't tell me you don't remember what you did. This isn't good, bud. This isn't good.
What's Salisbury?
Sailorsburg.
Salisbury. Do people sail around here?
Maybe. Maybe they used to build ships in the 1700s. Or boats, because we're near the Delaware.
Oh, or this all around used to be a whole entire ocean.
I don't think this used to be ocean. Maybe before the Younger Dryas, this was ocean. You know what the Younger Dryas is?
What is it?
You're gonna learn about it in school. The Younger Dryas is before the Great Flood.
Oh. The Great Flood where one of those, where they had to build a giant, enormous boat where they had to fit all the animals and the humans in it.
Well, they think that Noah's Ark was made for the Younger Dryas, but we don't know because we wasn't there. But that's what the assumption is. Every story on every continent has a flood story, and it's all around the time of the Younger Dryas. So we don't know, but we will find out.
Yeah, we did.
One day, the truth will reveal itself to us.
No, probably all of us. Probably all of us.
My goodness.
Dad, that's what I ate today.
What'd you eat today?
My grandma surprised me with vegetable pizza, and for some reason, I love vegetable pizza now.
Yo, vegetable pizza is slapping, bruh. You know why?
Why?
Because it's pizza and vegetables. Of course it's going to be delicious.
I mean, vegetables are like the biggest part and the tastiest part. I mean, look at that juicy watermelon. Let me just take a bite at it. There's water spilling all over you. And they taste so good. Don't tell me they're bad.
Fruits are not bad. Fruits are delicious.
Or magnificent.
Magnificent. We just had strawberries and cookies. Which was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, guess what I did?
What'd you do?
I put one of the strawberries into the cookies.
Yeah, that's how you gotta do it, my boy.
And it tasted good.
Yeah, my boy.
How much people are watching?
Right now, three.
Three?
Three.
Three?
Yeah, it's late night. Usually we don't get many viewers late night. A lot of folks watch this and then they fall asleep because it's like therapeutic. Riding down the highway, listening to
three
some
people
guy
are-
talk.
So 3 people are awake right now?
No, there's a bunch of people awake, but the number jumps up and down because it depends who's watching. Sometimes it'd be a lot of people, sometimes it's a few people, sometimes one person, sometimes it just depends who wants to see, you know.
Ah.
They just tune in. Like now it's 12, so like they'll listen for a little bit, watch for a little bit, see if they like it, or if they get zoned in on the ride. Try to read the signs as I go by.
Yeah, like, what is that sign?
But some people come on here and say weird stuff on the chat.
Cool.
But then I can be like, oh, you're out of here.
You kick them out of the chat?
Yeah, kick them out the chat.
How do you do that?
Huh?
How do you do that?
I just push remove weirdo. I got a remove weirdo button.
There's a remove weirdo button?
Of course there is. They have to have a remove weirdo button. For people that are acting weird.
Weird.
Acting like vittles. You have to kick out the weirdos and the racists.
Yes.
They have to go. There's channels where they can be themselves. It's okay. Everybody can be whoever they want to be.
Yes.
As long as they do that shit away from me. about getting another ZX14, like the blue one I have.
Yeah.
But that's a really long bike.
Yeah,
I kind of want a hyper motard.
Now, you know what kind of bike I want?
Kind of bike.
Electric.
Oh, electric one?
Yeah.
Word?
Yes.
Electric's cool and all, but we gotta have both. I gotta start you off like the rest of your brothers with a mini bike,
Yeah.
a nice gas-powered mini bike. You're big enough now. You can go kart and you can ride a mini bike.
I know how to go kart. I know how to bike ride. I know how to swim. That's it. Also,
So
I know how to do a wheelie.
Almost know how to do a wheelie. You know how to pop a wheelie.
I don't know how to keep the wheelie on.
Yeah, you're learning how to balance now. You'll get it, right?
So the first learned it at the garage.
So it's gonna be hard on that electric bike because the electric power wheels because you don't really have much control over when the power cuts on and off.
Yeah. Because the bike needs like I think it got like something stuck in there.
It's just a delay between the pedal and the power getting to the wheel, and you can't regulate it very well. Like it's either on or off. There's no like just a little bit. Don't worry. The mini bike game is coming, and then we'll go ride with mini bikes on the trail. I think we can ride mini bike at Jacobsburg Park.
That's allowed?
Yeah, because it's under 50 cc's, and I think we're allowed to go on the trails with the mini bikes.
Alright.
I think that'd be fun.
Oh, is it forced here? Are we allowed to do it like in the summer?
Do it whenever. All the parks open. Daytime.
The park's not open like at nighttime, right?
We ain't gonna be out there at night. There's bears in Pennsylvania.
Oh, I know that. Don't say there's bears don't exist. I know there's bears in Pennsylvania. There's definitely bears.
Yeah, we don't want to be out there at nighttime and come across no bears.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to jump in front of the bear and get ate, and then how you gonna get home?
I don't know.
You have to call your mom. Dad got ate by a bear.
You're probably not going to be eaten by the bear by telling you how strong you are.
I know, the bear gonna bite me, I'm gonna bite the bear back, and we'll be fighting.
You're probably going to throw the bear across the tree or something.
Unless it's a brown bear. Then, yeah, I'm gonna play dead and you're gonna run away. As fast as your little body can move.
How fast can a bear run?
Oh, bear? Like 30 miles an hour?
Is it fast?
Huh?
Is it fast?
Well, we're going 55. So, look, this is how fast a bear can run. This is 45.
How
This
fast?
is 40. So 10 mile an hour less than this. So a little bit. So this is 35. Let's see. All right. So this is how fast a bear can run.
Pretty fast.
That's pretty freaking fast.
Yeah, I've got a lot of run.
Yeah, you can't run that fast.
Nope.
So you'll jump on that mini bike and get back to the car as fast as you can. And I'll
That mini-
sacrifice myself for you, son. So you can get away clean. And then after the bear's done trying to maul me, I'll limp back to the car bloody and you'll call the ambulance, alright?
Okay.
Like, yo, Dad, what happened? We was fighting. I think I beat him. The bear's in the woods like, yeah, right.
But the bear probably got stabbed in the eye or something.
Yup. You'll know that bear.
He probably chopped off a leg or something. Or his tail.
I'm gonna take his ear.
Oh.
I'm gonna poke him in the eyeball.
Don't poke him. Stab him. If you poke him, that doesn't really hurt.
Maybe.
Stab him.
Maybe it'll piss him off enough to run away. I can keep some bear repellent with us.
Or you can run him over with the car.
Well, we're gonna be out in the woods riding mini bikes. We're gonna hide the car. I'm about to beat him with a mini bike. Get out of here, bear.
I forgot we were recording.
Huh?
I completely forgot we were on live.
That's the best part.
Yeah.
You don't gotta worry about the live.
Yeah. How much people are watching now?
So you can see it right here.
Oh.
5 people watching.
I can't really see.
Yeah, it's really small.
5 people watching?
Yep. 5 people watching and 3 likes. But sometimes people watch from all over the world. Like, people watch from Australia, Canada,
If they watch from all over the world, we're special.
Spain. Somebody was on from. Somebody on from. Brazil. Someone was on from Brazil before. Somebody was on from India. Yeah, YouTube everywhere, man. The YouTubes. What's going on in bodybuilding news? I think there was a bodybuilder show this weekend.
Oh, yeah,
All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick's Strength and Power. I've got a couple of interesting stories for you guys today. The first story that I've got for you guys today, Martin Fitzwater dropped a recent physique update on his Instagram story where he looks like he's in really good shape for somebody that would be so far out from the Olympia. We'd be around 18 weeks out right now. So there's been a lot of rumors going around about the potential of Martin competing in the Dubai Pro, which we're now 2 weeks away from. It's important to keep in mind, though, Martin doesn't need to qualify for the Olympia. He's already qualified. He qualified early with the Prague Pro late last year. And I don't know. I mean, Martin does look really lean. He looks like he's in really good shape in this update. I just don't know if it looks like 2 weeks out lean. And I don't really know what the source of all these rumors is, because Martin has said nothing directly about it himself, about him doing the Dubai show. And I guess maybe the only reason, or the main reason he would do it, if he is going to do it, would be maybe to restore a little bit of the momentum of the Olympia, because again, he doesn't need to qualify. I know that he was disappointed with his Pittsburgh Pro performance, and maybe just being qualified alone isn't satisfactory enough for him, and he wants to maybe regain a little bit of that momentum going into the show. And that would be, the Dubai show is going to be interesting. Behruz Tabani is going to be a guy that you wouldn't get to see Martin typically stand next to. Nexzilla, same thing. Nathan Diaz, same thing.
That's
They're all
a
big
weird
names.
question. Okay. So one of the viewers asked, do you think a horse is stronger than a dolphin? I don't know.
Because a dolphin is pretty strong.
Yeah, dolphins are really strong because they swim all day long. And they are built different.
They can swim all across the country.
And they're super fast. They're
Yeah,
smart.
they can pull. I can definitely. No, they can pull like a 50-pound. It's a Cybertruck.
Cybertruck.
They can pull like a 50-pound weight underwater and still swim like across the country.
I don't know. That's a good question. Measure why. So like, I think a dolphin is faster in the water than a horse is on land.
Yeah, no. No, but
Really long. And horse and dolphin next to each other. They would run a race. You think the dolphin can swim across the pool faster than the horse can run to the end?
yeah, the dolphin.
I think the dolphin might beat it. I think dolphins
Yeah.
like they're pretty fast.
Because dolphins can, right when they walk, they can just stop walking, and then right when you blink, it's gone.
But as in strength, I think I'd have to go with the horse being stronger than the dolphin.
Cause what if a dolphin fights the horse?
I think if there was a horse in the water, the dolphin would kill it. Because dolphins can kill sharks. If they ram the horse in the lungs and the horse breathes in a bunch of air, it's over for the horse.
Well, if you like compare like a dolphin right next to a human, I don't think it would completely like just start going. A dolphin only attacks a human for a purpose.
I don't know. Dolphins are notoriously weird.
They come with
They're really smart.
I know.
Let's see what else it said. A horse can run up to 58 miles an hour. A dolphin can swim 37 miles an hour.
Yeah, horse.
Oh, so the horse would be faster than the dolphin? Okay. That's a new fact. Is it a fact? We gotta Google that.
Well, you probably already Googled it.
Horse can run 60 miles an hour? I don't know. That doesn't sound...
I mean,
I don't think a horse can run that fast.
there are like different horses.
I know they fast.
Yeah.
I don't think they're that fast.
Horses are fast, but they are different horses, right?
That's like cheetah fast.
And if you were able to beat them,
They're different horses, right?
Yeah, there's a bunch of different kind of horses. Like there's different kinds of dolphins.
Yeah. So we don't really know if a black horse, a brown horse, a white horse. We don't know what kind of horse would be a dolphin, cause it compares how strong they are and weak they are.
Yeah, Shaw, we have a great night.
Yeah, so we can't really Google it. What do you say now?
NC Mac got a job driving flatbed. Congratulations, man. Okay, he said cheetahs can reach speed up to 80 miles an hour.
Okay, but what about the cheetah? So what about the cheetah? We're talking about horses and dolphins. So
Well,
why
this
are
is
you
the same. This is the same guy that said the horse and dolphin, because I said the horse. He said the horses run about 57 miles an hour, and I said that's like cheetah speed. And he said cheetahs can run 80, but I think they can run 80 for like a second.
So
2
compare the
seconds.
horse to the cheetah.
And it's the first burst.
Yeah, cheetahs are pretty fast.
80? Let's see. Let's Google this.
Let's see what
Let's
kind
Google. I'm gonna Google it.
Okay, let's Google.
How fast can a dolphin swim? 37 miles an hour. I guess he Googled it. How fast can a horse run? 44 miles an hour. Okay. So that'd be actually a good race. Horse
So-
can run, the fastest recorded top speed of a horse in a race is just under 44 miles an hour.
Okay, but what about the dolphin?
37. How fast can a cheetah run? Between 50 and 80 miles an hour.
According to Cheetah Conservation Fund, built for speed, the cheetah's unique body structure, flexible spine, semi-retractable claws, long legs and tail, allow it to achieve
70 miles per hour.
Why?
The Cheetah's and everybody in lightweight.
Yeah,
Long,
cheetahs.
slender limbs.
Cheetah's beating everybody. So what if the cheetah has a human on his back? How fast can the cheetah run if he has a human on his back?
Moving concrete pipe. Hey, make sure you strap that good. And always put at least 2 straps within the first 4 feet of the product closest to the back of the cab. Because you'll get pulled if the spacing is too spaced out. I ran flatbed for 6 years. I did oversized loads into Boston and New York City. It's pretty fun, man. Pretty fun. Just be careful and strap, check, double check. Do they pay you to tarp? I hope they pay you to tarp. If you need a tarp. I know you ain't tarping no concrete pipe, but you're gonna have a whole bunch of different stuff up there. Be careful on the spring back on your breaker bar. I seen somebody lose a couple teeth. That breaker bar swing back on you like bing. Or when the strap breaks, when you're trying to tighten it down a lot, and then one of the strap breaks, and all of a sudden, all the pressure releases. Yeah, be careful.
Could you die from that?
I don't know if you'll die, but you'll definitely get hurt. If you're holding it too close to your face or something, you can definitely get chipped up pretty good.
Yeah, you'll probably bleed out somehow.
Nah, you ain't gonna bleed out. You'll probably have a big knot on your head though. Big old knot and shit. What's your lip?
You'll get hurt, but it won't be that bad. At least you don't die. Dad, you only get hurt if you die.
Nah, you ain't gonna hurt if you die. You'll be dead. You won't feel nothing. I mean, while you're dying, it might hurt a lot.
Dad.
Let's not talk about dying.
If the sun died, how fast would you die?
If the sun died,
Yeah.
we'd all die real quick.
Yeah, don't even feel it.
No, we'd feel it. We die really fast. Like, if the sun blew up, we'd be gone. Like, we'd be sizzled. We'd be like little pieces of bacon.
Could we feel it?
I don't know. I don't even think we feel that. I think it happened so fast that we just cooked.
Like, boom. It was like, just like that.
Yeah.
Just like
It'd
that.
be worse if the sun fizzled out.
Yeah, you would have a slowly painful die.
Like, we would just get cold real fast. We don't heat.
What if the moon died? What if the moon died?
If there's no moon. If we didn't have a moon, I think our tides would go crazy. I think there'd be earthquakes. I think there'd be a lot of earthquakes and floods if we didn't have no moon.
And we would probably burn or something.
No, I don't think we'd burn. I don't think the temperature would change if there was no moon. But we definitely, the climate would, the temperature could change.
Cold?
Oh, the moon doesn't produce heat. I mean, it has a core, but I don't think it doesn't produce heat, radiate like the sun.
Does the moon actually have a core?
Yeah, the moon has a core. Some people think it's hollow. Some people think it's a ship.
We don't really know.
They say the moon rings like a bell when asteroids hit it.
Well, Dad,
So,
when we look at the picture they took on the moon, don't it has little spots and holes?
craters. Has craters. Because it doesn't have a thick atmosphere like we do.
Well, do they have? Well, does the Earth have like a shield around it where people can't get out?
It has an atmosphere.
So
And
what if we tried?
There's different layers of atmosphere also. The atmosphere, the stratosphere. I think it was some.
So what if we go on Mars?
Huh?
So what if we go on Mars? What does the rings around it?
There's no rings around Mars.
No, like the big circle thing.
Huh?
The big thing that's around Mars.
There's nothing around Mars.
What's around it?
Saturn has rings. I even think Jupiter has rings.
Okay.
Uranus has.
If you're on Saturn and you go on one of the rings, will you die?
It's not really a well. So with the rings around Saturn, it's really just like space rock. There's just a bunch of rocks. That there's so much debris of rocks around it that it forms like a ring. It just looks like a ring. Like you can't walk across it.
Is it like
It's like this. It's like if you had a bunch of confetti and you stood in a circle and you just swung it around and it all landed around you. If from far away, it would look like there's a ring around you. But up close, it's just a little confetti.
so it's just a lot of rocks?
Just a lot of rocks. A lot of rocks.
Well, can you stand on the rocks? Even though
I mean, you can probably jump from rock to rock.
yeah, because there's no gravity in space.
No gravity in space.
Nope.
Rocks are floating, you'll be floating.
Alright, yeah.
Like ninjas jumping from tree branch to tree branch.
Are aliens real?
I think so.
I mean, you don't see the back of the moon, right?
The dark side of the moon? Nah. Only one side of the moon faces us.
So what's on the other side of the moon?
Darkness.
Aliens.
Maybe.
Dad, guess what?
What's up?
I searched up on Google, alien spaceships on Earth, and there's a lot of videos with alien spaceships on Earth.
I'm pretty sure there are.
Well, if there's an alien spaceship right behind us, you're gonna kick them out of the Earth. You're gonna be like, I'm gonna turn Super Saiyan on. Oh my god.
Oh.
What was that?
Bumpy. Bumpy road.
Tap them,
Sure did. Oh, these cookies are slamming. Well,
They good?
what? You alright?
Uh-huh. I'm eating cookies.
You eat cookie too? Okay.
Uh-huh.
No, I ain't enough. Cold?
No.
I had to turn the AC off. My legs are getting cold. You guys run no logs? You gotta run some kind of log. Let me see. Do you got fix? You drive straight truck flatbed or Or 53-foot trailer flatbed. Or like double goosenecks or drop decks.
What kind of trailer does he use?
I don't know. I might not have seen the question in time. He might not be on anymore. But he said he run no logs. I don't know how you get away with that. Well, unless you only run under 100 miles. I think if you run under 100 miles, is it under 100 miles? I haven't ran local in so long. I don't remember. When I started, it was paper logs. We didn't even have electronic. It wasn't even electronic yet. They didn't implement and all that. The paper logs were dope. Work all day if I wanted to. Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Unless you work for a Ukrainian trucking company, they be some of them be fudging the log books. I don't know how they do it. They know what to do with that technology. You know what I'm saying? They got the back door. They must have somebody over there writing code. You changed my drive time to sleeper berth. I was like, dang, how'd you do that? Alright, let's move on to Martin Fitzwater. What's he going to do?
But again, to me, this just doesn't necessarily look like 2 weeks out. He looks better than 18 weeks out, which is what he did with Olympia. But I don't know if he quite looks like he was down here. Now, some people are saying this is like confirmation that he's doing the 5 because he looks so good in this update. I don't know. I'm curious to know what you guys think in the comments below. Based on this update, do you think this is confirmation of this Mark 5? Or do you think it's just an 18 weeks out Olympia update where he looks really good? Yeah.
So my doctor told me I need to get my dog. You know, clean it up, eat more protein, get some healthy fat.
Or do you think it's just an 18 weeks out Olympia update where he looks really good? Now, next up in the news, another thing that a lot of people are talking about right now is this Olympia post, and I guess they call it the Battle for the Olympia, just run the Olympia TV YouTube channel. They featured Samson Dowda, Derek Lunsford, and of course Brandon Curry, the previous Olympic champs. Obviously, we don't see Monty Chupin there. We don't see Nick Walker there. And honestly, it's so far out in the Olympia right now with these guys. I really don't think this gives us much clarity as to who's looking to be the front runner going into the Olympia this year. We just saw Derek and Samson go head-to-head just a few months ago at the Arnold Classic, where Derek came out victorious. Last month was on Derek came out victorious in Pittsburgh. We know that, of course, Brandon Curry is prepping for the Masters. I thought Brandon actually looked great here, standing back with these guys. Of course, we saw Brandon at the Arnold as well. Not quite as in the mix as these two were. But I think it is an interesting preview. Again, I would like to see how see him back with these guys. Like I said, we've seen these guys on stage relatively recently.
I'm gonna go lay
together.
back.
For me, Hadi
You
is
wanna go
the
lay down?
main
Yeah.
guy.
Alright.
Where's my Nintendo?
And of course, we talked about
In
the
the back.
last video. We just saw a posing video from Samson, a full posing video from Samson, where he's weighing 328 pounds. And I think that's why Derek and Brandon is something about how massive Samson was standing next to him in comparison. Because he's really probably, what,
There's the net.
heavier than Derek. I mean, if you'd imagine Derek.
But I'm gonna set the net up for you. Hold on. I'll set it up in a minute.
Still be 70 pounds heavier. I don't know what Brandon Curry is weighing. Again, I do think Brandon looked really impressive. But honestly, when I was watching this, nothing really about this video gave me any other indication of who might be the front runner.
There's a rest area up there. I'll pull the net out for you.
It's any man's game. And I think that title is 100% up for grabs this year. It could be any of these guys: Samson, Nick, Derek, Hadi. Who knows? I mean, maybe even Brandon Curry still has a shot at the title. I personally think he's kind of in a stage in his career now where he's probably outside of that conversation, and I think that's probably why he's doing the Masters Olympia. I feel like he might retire after that and go out on kind of a high note. I think he'll like to win that show. I don't think there's going to be very, very stiff competition. I don't think there's going to be any other good against that lineup based on what we've heard. No Kai, no Phil. I think that's going to be ran in the show. But I'm curious to hear what you guys think in the comments down below. If you're watching this kind of Olympia preview battle, change your opinion at all? Gain anything from this? As far as who is your front runner going into the Olympia this year? Does this do anything for you in regards to your early Olympia predictions? Or is it just too early to really tell? Now, next up, and there's a couple more physique updates from Regan Grimes in about a day or so out from the show. These are over the past couple of days. And I wanted to clarify, the Toronto Pro is one of these shows that it's going to be a Sunday show, so it's tomorrow. So if you're wondering why you haven't seen any Toronto Pro coverage today on Saturday, that would be why. They did the athlete check-ins today. There were some videos of those as well. And personally, I don't really understand why any of the shows would rather do a Sunday pro show than a Saturday pro show. I guess to give, I'm assuming they're probably giving the amateurs the stage today. You would think for the pro show that runs later than the amateur show, I think more people would be able to stay up late and attend a night show like that on a Saturday night when they don't have work in the morning versus a Sunday. So I don't understand why some promoters pick Sunday over Saturday, but for whatever reason they did. And again, this show, there's not really a whole lot to talk about going into it. I wish there were more. I mean, Sas Harati hasn't posted any physique updates, so really all we have to go on is what we're seeing from Regan. I saw a physique update from Eric Janicki, but I really think this is going to be the Regan and Sas show rematch number 3. And all we really have to go on is the 2 other times we saw them compete against each other, which Regan took the top spot both those times. Except for New York, he didn't win the show, but he still placed ahead of Sas. And I still think my prediction is that Regan's going to win the show. And I really don't know why we're not seeing more guys that competed in Cali or Legion or any of these shows in this Toronto show. So it led to, honestly, I think, kind of a disappointing lineup here. And I saw that Tonio Burton, I saw him comment on a post where he said he was actually going to do the Dubai show. So I'm really thinking Dubai might shape up to be the next show that we get a really pretty decent lineup at. Now, next weekend, we do have the M Pro Classic in Spain, but I haven't heard anybody that has confirmed they're doing that show that's like a relatively big name. I guess we'll find out on Monday. The competitor list should come out for that show on Monday, but I haven't heard any of these guys talking about say they're doing that show. Sounds like most people are, saving whatever gas they have left in the tank to do that Dubai show. But Toronto is tomorrow. It's just not been a whole lot of build-up for it. Not to keep this lineup, not a whole lot to talk about. I think Regan is going to win again. Now, next up in the news, a lot of people seem to be talking about these updates from the moon. They seem to be very impressed by the progress that he has apparently made. And I think, look, I honestly think that Ramon has a legit, genuine shot at still winning that classic physique Olympia title. It's kind of similar to men's open bodybuilding in the sense that I feel like that title is really still up for grabs. It does seem like Mike Sommerfeld is a heavy favorite going into the show. But I really feel like kind of the mishap with Ramon at last year's Olympia just came down to him being on. And I think if he's on versus Mike Sommerfeld, I think he's still got a really good shot at potentially winning. Because we didn't get to see him at the Arnold Classic against Mike. So Mike did win the Arnold. He was second at the Olympia. But the Olympia was the last time we saw him and Ramon go head-to-head. And I really just feel like Ramon's issue there was that he was off. If he's on, I think it's a different story. And based on these updates, you can see he's made improvements to his back. It looks like he's added some size, even though I don't think that's where he's lacking. I think it was the conditioning, and I think the posing still kind of lets him down, and that's what let him down on last year's Olympia. He was kind of flat.
Here, expert care begins with a conversation. When your genetic history is rewriting your future.
And I think the posing still kind of lets him down, and that's what let him down on last year's Olympia. He was kind of flat, and like I said, he seemed off. So I don't really think, adding a bunch of size is necessarily the improvement that he needs to make. But I do think Ramon has the structure, and he already has the size to potentially still win the Olympia. So I was impressed with this update, and I still feel like Ramon is really in that conversation. I I would not count him out. In the comments down below. And the final story that I have for you guys, I wanted to end on these physique updates with Nick Walker, who would also be 18 weeks out of Olympia. And I feel like going back to the first story with Martin, I feel like Nick and Martin look very comfortable conditioning-wise in these updates. And again, Nick is a legit 18 weeks out. He's not doing anything between now and the Olympia, and he shows between now and the Olympia. And I think him and Martin are very comparable, which again is why I say I don't feel like Martin is 2 weeks out. He could be, but like I said, I don't even know where the rumors that Martin is doing this Dubai Pro are really coming from. Martin has said nothing about it. But the other reason I wanted to show these updates is because Nick obviously was excluded from that Olympia pose down that we talked about earlier in the video. And I think Nick looked really impressive here. I would have liked to see Nick in that pose down. Even, like I said, we kind of just saw all these guys on stage together. Even though we didn't get to see Nick and Samson on stage together, we didn't get to see them in the Olympia pose down. But we just saw Nick and Derek, we saw Derek and Samson. I would have liked to see Nick in that Olympia thing. It's really impressive here. I think Nick has a legit shot at top 3 at the Olympia. I really do. Because the way the Olympia title has been changing hands over the last few years, and the results have been pretty surprising from year to year. I think that, well, obviously Nick cracking the top 3 would mean that one of these Mr. Olympias, Hadi, Derek, Samson, would be forced out of that top 3, and that would be a really surprising result. But with the way the Olympia has been going with these surprising winners, I could totally see that happening. Now, who would be the guy that gets pushed out of the top 3? I think is anybody's guess. I have no idea. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. What are your predictions for the Olympia this year?
I own a 2015 all-wheel drive turbocharged Volkswagen Golf R, and per usual, we're gonna make it a lot faster with a table full of high-performance parts from my friends at APR, including a turbo. This is gonna be all this stuff almost didn't happen because after buying from the auction and thinking it didn't have much wrong with it, Rich Rebuilds went to pick the car up and found a gigantic hole in the oil pan. Still confident I could get this car to run and drive 1,000 miles back home to Chicago. I flew out on a one-way ticket with my nephew and we tried our hardest. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the thing to run, but after a few weeks, Joe over at Top Gear Auto in Massachusetts removed the valve cover and found a damaged exhaust camshaft caused by the engine being ran with no oil, which you can see it here running in the auction pictures. So with the engine diagnosed, I flew back out, replaced the cam and a bunch of while you're in theirs, and I was able to drive the car all the way back over 1,000 miles without any issues. So as soon as I got back, I treated the Golf with a cool APR carbon fiber intake and a tune, and now it rims. Much faster is the plan, and hear me out, let me know what you think. It's a little complicated, but it's gonna be part from table, install on car, make faster, smile, probably giggle a little bit, and enjoy life, because cars are awesome.
Of the voice inside your head. And while you're typically athletic, right now, Brick, you're pathetic. Shake. And if you don't have the right auto coverage, the cost of this could hit you out of nowhere.
Don't eat breakfast until you learn about caloric bypass. Your breakfast is setting you up for the entire day.
And enjoy life, because cars are awesome. Alright, so I got some fresh green gloves. First step, open the hood. And second step, let's just remove this cover here. Bam. TSR. Alright, now we get a better look at our engine. So we are going to be installing a new high pressure pump, but right now I want to get into the turbo. So we're going to remove the intake, and obviously I'll go over all the parts as we install them, but what we're doing in this video might put the Golf R at around 450 wheel horsepower. In the last video we did just a tune and intake, and it brought us from 5.1 seconds 0 to 60 all the way to 4.3. I want to see if we can get into the 3-second range in this video. Let's disconnect the battery first. I always want to do that. Working on your car. Here we go. There we go. And I can get to this clamp down here. We should be able to pull this off. And with the turbo, perfect. This just comes right out, it's just snapped in. Super easy install, and this made the car sound so good. No way! With the intake off that end of the turbo, we're gonna remove this one too. So that is the outlet going into the air cooler. Pull it right here. All right, that's coming off. Now loosen up the clamp on that end, so this pipe should come free. That's good enough. We can just have it kind of resting here as long as it's not attached to the turbo. Something else that's attached to the turbo is the exhaust. So this is the down pipe goes there. There's a caliper. We'll loosen this up and see how far we get this off. We have a T40 bolt. I sprayed this down so it doesn't break. There's no break. Start it. Oh yeah, we're good. Making some noises. We're alright. You know, this car was from Massachusetts, but it's very well kept underneath. Like, it's not rusted out. I would have never thought it was from the Northeast. None of you Northeasterners use salt, right? Use chemicals, salt, all sorts of bad stuff on the roads, right? But you know where this guy lives? And there's the ocean that has just a little bit of salt. Oh yeah, it's loosened up really nice. Perfect. Let's just take this out all the way. Nice little factory V-band. Oh yeah, this is not working at all. Somewhere else. I found a bracket that's holding the downpipe on. I didn't break. I was starting to loosen up that nut. I'm like, there could be an easier way to do this. There was another nut on the other side. This is loose. Okay, we might just let it hang out right here. If we can get the turbo this way, and then we can just leave this downpipe in here. So we are going to run a factory downpipe with the factory cast. So I know what you hear of going callus downpipe, aftermarket downpipe, all that good stuff. But with the APR turbo and their tuning and their testing, they've determined it's not really a big restriction. So it's kind of nice. We're just leaving all the emissions stuff alone, and we're going to have a ton of power. With the downpipe off, we have some coolant lines up top that are kind of getting in our way. Heat shield as well. There's a lot of stuff on the top. So oops, clamps. I got this whole thing loosened up. Let's get it out. There we are. Alright, so this thing is connected in about 15 different spots, so that was fun. Okay. Heat shield we can remove. Sweet. Alright, so that's gone. Man, I gotta say right now, getting this turbo out from here looks pretty much impossible. I'm gonna peel back some of this harness though, give us some more room. Take the coils out. I've unplugged as much as I could. Let's see how much room this gives us. Quite a bit, I'd say. These are the solenoids for the camshaft. If you guys remember from the last video, that is how it adjusts cam timing on the exhaust side only. I can probably leave the coils in actually. We have to disconnect the grounds. So this is kind of the way. Harness is over here. We can now loosen up the turbo oil top. Okay, so there's the stud next to us. And I had to remove this square drive. Now let's just loose the loop. Let's get there. Flatten it in there. There we go. Yes. Quality O-ring. Yeah. I get the urge to like make German noises when I work on this car. What's the So this and the new turbo is cast right into the turbo, but it just gives me a little bit more room to get my hand in here because there's return lines we gotta get off. So I'm having a really hard time getting to really anything at the back of the turbo. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just remove the downpipe, just get it out of our way. We have to remove the exhaust anyway because we're replacing this stuff and this super dented stuff with one of the nicest systems I've ever gotten, like in a box in the mail. This is insane. I spoke too soon on everything being really clean. These nuts aren't any particular size anymore. The rust is eating them away, so I can't get those off. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to get violent with this clamp. Trying to spread it out a little. Alright, that battery's dead. Let's go. Air power. Oh my gosh. I don't know if we can see that in slow motion, but if we could, it'd probably look really cool. It'd shine out like a bullet. Alright, we got a fresh battery. Gosh, a little air hammer action. Yeah. My gosh. Ow, 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 ow. Bullets, it's on my magnet bike thingy, and it's hot. It's out of here. Jeez, ow, ow. Okay. Look at this, my mic magnet. These are mics, by the way, guys. I got two of them, just in case. Alright, well that's that. We got that loose. Cool. Now this downpipe's almost ready to go. Got a couple 13 here. She's loose. Alright, I'm pretty sure we have to remove the drag shaft to get this whole thing out, but just gonna try. Never know. Never know. I don't want to remove it. It's okay. Throw that away. Jeez, it stinks. We're gonna take the rest of the exhaust out. most companies have just a plastic nut, 10 mil, you're done in 2 seconds. These take about, I don't know, 3 minutes each, and you kind of like mangle them off. It's cool. Oh my gosh. So not only do they thread off the stud, but they're clipped in too. Come on, BW, what is that? Hang on a second. If you guys are into fantasy sports, you're gonna love Prize Picks. All you have to do is click more or less on at least 2 players for your chance to win 2,000 times your cash. So I definitely think Halliburton's going to do more than 17.5 points, and I love Shea, but 33.5 points, I'm going with less. I think that's pretty solid. So I love basketball, and we have the finals going on, but Prize Picks has every sport, and you can mix and match from any sport as well. So we'll throw a couple more in there, 3.5 strikeouts. All right, give it to them. And just look at this. Whatever you are into, they have you covered. Prize Picks also offers weekly promotions like Taco Tuesday, where they discount projections by up to 25% to provide even more value. And they also have Flex Fridays if you're into picking squares. The Prize Picks app is totally free to download, and you can do so by clicking on my link down below. And when you do, use coupon code LEGITStreetcars. That's going to get you $50 instantly after you play your first $5. So run your game with Prize Picks all year long. Check out the link down below. Now, back to the golf bar. Let's take this guy out here now. So the reason I'm taking this out is we're going to remove the drive shaft, take the downpipe out. There's just no room to work with in there. Kind of a lot of work, but I think it'll save us some time. There's our shield. There's our center support. Feels nice. So there's a few bolts on this one. Should we go over? Just do a little prying. This is a beefy unit, guys. This is a rubber flex disc, but it is housed in aluminum, and it's going to be for added strength. That's really nice. I saw about 2 hours into this job, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, this is like really difficult to do. So I looked up the work instructions. It's 8.5 hours with dripping all over you included, and they tell you to use a piece of wood as a special tool. So I loosened up the bolt. We're prying the engine forward. This is just to get the drive shaft out. So I don't. Okay, yeah, I think that was the drive shaft popping out the back. So we need to jam this like in here, I guess. Yeah, there we go, like that. It wasn't a Volkswagen, piece of wood, but it worked. Ah! Dripping on me. Wear safety glasses. See? That for you. Alright, so the whole point of getting this wood in here is to remove not 1, but 2 heat shields. This is the last one. This is the one I took out right before it. Yeah, they're in there. This is top swivels and extensions. It's hard to see much in there. It's all by feel now when you do the center support. This drive shaft up out of here. Beefy, guys. I gotta say, there's a lot of well-built stuff. Good job, golf bar.
If you're over 50 and have neck pain, watch this.
Magnesium is a mineral that's so commonly depleted in the diets of
Built stuff. Good job, golf bar. That dangle for a minute. Alright. There's that. She's beef. Let me go back. Okay. Gigantic drive shaft coming out. It's actually pretty lightweight. Look at the brace for the center support, though. Respect. And respect your Volkswagen. Alright, so now, supposedly the back will come out. Nope. Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, we got some room. Yes. I just got to get this bracket off the turbo that kind of offers support for the bottom there. These are the return hoses. The drain is possible for me to show you, but that sucked. So now we have our wood out, and it says use a ratchet strap. I don't have a Volkswagen. Hopefully this works. We should get a decent amount of room here. So we're kind of tilting the top of the engine this way, and hopefully that helps us get the turbo out because there was like no room up there. And at this point, we just have the flange bolts. That's the only one you'll be able to see right there. And I'm gonna fire these up. I don't want to risk anything. I didn't get to all of them like this. We'll see. Okay. So that's for one extension. It's like doing balance. Should be able to get these 2 bottom ones from the bottom. Before we go up top to get the other 2 bolts on the ratchet strap the engine. Alright, that should be good. Go back up top. The last part, I think. Yes, for this turbo to come out. I hope famous last words. This is a nightmare. Stay out of the way. There's so much connected to these guys. Nice. Yeah, we have liftoff. That's nice. Let's see which way is best. Yeah. It's just this way. I'm trying all sorts of different combinations here to get this out. If I cranked on the engine, I'll move and blow the ratchet strap. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I cannot get this turbo out, and I don't want to risk breaking taking off the connector, so we're just gonna pull these out, take a few minutes, and shove into our more room now. With those solenoids out, should be able to put this out. I don't know which one is worse. I did the twin turbos on the Ford Taurus SHO. That was not fun. It's pretty close. There's no room to do everything in a very specific order. It just clips away, just like literally everything. Get out of here, too. Don't want to break you. Probably not in stock anywhere. Come on, it's right here, people. It's right here. This stupid coolant tube I couldn't get out is in the way. This coolant tube is screwing me. I ended up just taking the bracket on the bottom out so I could bracket strap this thing a little bit more. This tube scan. This thing's still down for a trans. Hopefully, I don't know why I put this on the Saturn. We need to swap the wastegate over and a couple other little things, but guys, the difference between these turbos is just insane. Here's the factory turbine wheel, and this is a much larger wheel. And look at the exhaust housing, and look at the one on the APR. This is not your typical hybrid turbo where everything is just into the original casting. This is all 100% APR, so this is much, much larger. I mean, the thought that went into this is crazy. So this is the original inlet canal. This is all aluminum, much, much larger. 60 millimeter compressor, we have a 54 millimeter on the turbine side, and they sized everything perfectly. This is one of the reasons why you can run this turbo with a completely stock exhaust like the part of the exhaust system that I'm doing. Really doesn't do much for horsepower, it's mostly for the sound, but you can run this with the factory downpipe. The guys are making close to 500 horsepower. Did I mention this car weighs like 3,300 pounds and is all-wheel drive? It's like 500 or 600 pounds lighter than an R35 GTR. I'm pretty sure with some good bolt-ons on the Golf R, you can make this just as fast as a GTR, possibly even a GTR. I don't know where to find out. I pulled the rod out of the wastegate arm here, and I've loosened up a couple of T30s so we can just swap this entire wastegate. This is electronic, of course. Alright, so it's coming off of here, and it's going right in here. Swap it right over. Before we tighten up the wastegate, I'm going to start the threads right here. This will just twist right in. The jam nut is in the exact same spot. You can see some factory Loctites. As long as we leave that, we should be good. So we're just going to bring this all the way down to the jam nut and then stop. And the distance of travel here does matter. You don't want to have a loose flapper. And 54 BMW guys know all about that. You don't want to rattle from the wastegate where it seals on the inside. That's so annoying and very difficult to get to. I made a video on it 5 years ago. But we also do need to do a relearn here, which I'll show you later, so it knows exactly where this wastegate is. I have this tightened in, so I have jammed up loose a little bit, but we already know this setting. I'm just gonna pull it back. I just want to get some tit in here. Don't want this red loose. So we should be right at our factory setting. It said once you get it flushed to do one full turn of the rod, which we did. Now this doesn't at all. We're good. It's our electronic blow-off valve. It has a little dowel right here. Lines up there, so it only goes in one way. Like that. Next up is our coolant feed tube. So APR gives you every seal that you need. The kit is very complete. So this is a new seal. You know, it's gonna get this NB center of grease. Next, pop this guy right in. Like that. Alright, it's on. Oh, this is something cool I just noticed. This right here is this right here, and that's a silencer. So this car already sounded so good as far as like intake noises and stuff like that. So I even sound better now. But yeah, I think this is ready to go back on. So I've replaced all 3 O-rings that are back here. So we have our drains and our feeds and everything all done, and these look to be in excellent condition. The reason I did the larger turbos on the Taurus is because one of those lines rusted through, and you have to take the turbo out in order to replace the line. And you're not just going to replace like a $20 turbo without putting a couple of grand worth of aftermarket turbos in. Right? It's time. Time I had, baby. It's just going in. This is going to be harder, I think, than it was to get out because this is a bigger turbo. So that's great. Bigger turbos and all, but well, yeah. Why I'm talking right now, just do it. Just do it. Don't say nothing about what it's going to be. Oh my gosh. It's going to be easy.
Want your car to smell brand new and have those plastic parts looking like you just drove it off the lot? You have to try this product. It goes on like spray paint, but it's not paint, it's silicone. It makes all your plastic trim shine like crazy. It's what the detailers are using now. Your car will smell and look brand new, and it's under $10. Find it down below in the orange shopping cart. It's on sale right now. You can even use it on your dash.
She's on. nicest turbo kit I've ever seen. It comes with everything bagged, labeled. There's a QR code for instructions that are amazing. Like, they got it figured out. I can't get over how cool this looks. This is like substantially larger turbo. This is awesome. I can't wait to drive it. You guys are so lucky you could technically skip forward in the video, which I know you never do. You guys watch every single minute of the video. You never skip around, right? But technically you could see what this sounds like right now. But don't tell me what's in this video because I don't know. All right, because I got the oil drain popped in, which was hard enough on its own. Now I'm literally using the camera to try and figure out how to get this in. Oh my god, the wastegate rod is totally below this. This is just so hard to get this started. Dropped it again. Who can relate to stuff like this? I mean, you just can barely even see it there. You don't want to strip it out too. That'd be horrible to start. Maybe. No. 8.5 hours for this job. I believe it, guys. Just little stuff like this. That's hard. I'm showing you this on the old turbo, but before we install the downpipe, we are going to want to reset adaptation. There's a few different softwares you can use with Volkswagen. This is OBD11. My Autel will actually do it as well, but with this OBD11, I was actually able to see live data for the voltage, which tells you the position of the wastegate. They call it a charge pressure actuator. Anyway, it should be 3.5 to 3.58, so I made sure it was in spec. And then you have to go to first adaptation of charge pressure actuator. We'll hold this, and we're done. Okay, cool. When it fails, it'll tell you it's out of range, or it'll have some kind of like safety warning, and that means your voltage is just out of spec. So you'll need a 5mm wrench, this tiny little guy, to adjust that rod, and then you'll watch your actual values. But don't assemble everything on your car before doing it, because it's just a pain to get to that rod otherwise. Oh, and if you guys are curious on how a wastegate works, it's in the exhaust side of the turbo system. So when you're driving around out of boost, this is completely shut, and then when you hit your target boost, this will start to open, and only open as much as it needs to bleed off enough exhaust to keep you in that target boost, so it might even move around a little bit. And the electronically controlled ones like on the Volkswagen work really well at this. So most of them in the aftermarket are connected to your intake manifold, so the wastegate gets the reading of your boost and it'll open and close accordingly. But this one, 19,000 miles, excellent condition, no issues whatsoever. Hello. I have all the drains and feeds and all that stuff back there done. It is now downpipe time. It's so funny, like some stuff looks like impossible to go in. Get it out. Go that way. I like this flexi joint, but I also turn this thing around. Oh, there we go. Alright. Cool. Now it's kind of lined up. So before we tighten up the downpipe, we're going to go ahead and get this gigantic drive shaft back in. Oh my gosh, here we go. This actually is not that heavy. It should be, but it's not. So this is going in here. Get it. Oh my gosh, alright, that's there. Tighten this up. Set our support bearing bolts next. Good thing we're getting there. It's just Legos looking back right now. Just didn't open to breach Legos for this easy. Heat shield going underneath here. And I can't wait to put on those awesome Volkswagen clips. It's gonna be fun. Okay, put them on. It's not that bad. If you ever want to know if the heat shield is off, just look at these. They're gonna be mangled. There's nothing you can do. Just get new ones. Oh, come on. Now we can tighten up these downpipe bracket bolts. When this thing was in whatever accident it was in, these actually slid out and popped back in. This is a quality piece right here. Made in Spain. Hey, Spaniards, watching right now. Spain, pretty good. Gasket in there. Our downpipe lined up. Get in there, boy. There we go. All right, so that's it. Downpipe is tight. Way out of our camshaft solenoid back in. Now we can flop over a furnace like this. Start active blower egg with this coiled furnace that's all one piece. It's like the Borg collective right here. Harnesses. Borging with the Borg simulation. You know about that? If not, you should start watching Star Trek because it's an amazing show. I love it. Where are my Star Trek guys and where are the Star Wars guys? I could never get into Star Wars. I was more of a Trekkie, but let me know in the comments, which type of dork are you? Outside of the cover, we are pretty much wrapped up under the hood. Well, for now, we still gotta do this pump first, but I want to do the exhaust. Hear this thing. I don't know why I just thumbs up you, but thumbs up the video. With everything under the hood wrapped up, we can move on to our exhaust system and